Those shards had opened a thin cut on his cheek that was already drying into a clotted red scratch. "You're not going out there," he told me, and I pushed past the ringing in my head, trying to focus my shock into anger. "3 sets of eyes are better than 2, I said, as he carried me down several flights of stairs. "All that matters is that—" I couldn't voice it out loud. The fear that was pounding in my head like a siren was almost impossible to put into words. What had Jack called it when an attempt was made on a queen's life? Code Onyx. We were in Code Onyx now. Garda were crawling over every surface of the complex, pushing down the stairs around us in a flood. "That doesn't matter now." Gwen tucked himself into a corner, keeping me protected from the armored Garda who ran by, bristling with weapons. His arms were tight, the muscles hard as stone. "You're getting out of here, and Robin will take care of the situation out there." I looked up at him, taking in the grim set of his lips. That's when I realized he was angry at me. "Gwen?" I asked in a small voice, but he didn't answer. He just stepped back out into the hall after the Garda passed, carrying me towards an exit door shrouded in shadow. We stepped out into the night, and it was anything but peaceful. Sirens wailed like banshees, and several Garda helicopters had converged over the ruins of the palace, cutting over the complex like angry hornets. Gwen whistled, the eerie sound echoing into the city, then carefully settled me on the hood of a Garda car. He ripped off his formal jacket and tossed it aside, and yanked his thorned tie off his neck, snapping it easily. His back was to me, and tears pricked at my eyes when I understood just how angry he was. "Robin might have forgiven you," he said, his voice tight. "And maybe Jack did too. But bananas?" He rounded on me, garnet eyes blazing. "That was such an incredibly dumb fucking thing to do. Do you have any idea how close you were to dying?" I opened my mouth, tried to think of something to defend myself, and shut it again. Hadn't I thought the same thing when Helican was hunting me through the maze? I should have told someone instead of running off by myself. My head still ached where he'd pressed his boot against my temple, and the scratches on my arms burned like lines of fire. "I forgot the debt," I finally whispered. "I thought I could pry the ghost hand's name out of him." "By yourself?" Gwen roared. "All you had to do was say something, because I was right there." I looked down at my lap and the glittering black beads on my fraying dress. They fractured into rainbow prisms as the tears welled up in earnest. To my disgust, my lip was trembling. I bit down on it hard, discovering a cut there that burned as badly as my arms when I put pressure on it. "I just wanted to do something Robin would do," I said miserably, my plea filling the silence between us and dropping like a stone. Because I knew perfectly well Robin wouldn't have taken on someone that he knew he couldn't handle alone. Gwen's shoes came into my wavering vision, then his hands. He touched my arms gently, then forced me to look up at him. "Briolin?" Gwen winced when he saw the tears now pouring openly down my cheeks and the freshly bleeding cut on my lip. His thumb gently wiped away the blood on my chin. "You're not Robin. He's got literal decades of experience more than you. You need to remember that, instead of going off on your own and trying to be a hero." "Maybe I wanted to be a hero for once. Maybe I wanted to prove I can handle the same shit." One of his eyebrows arched. "There's a saying. There's old Garda and bold Garda, but no old